Hello everyone, how is everyone doing tonight? Welcome to another friendly match here between ANZR and First. We're actually going to be on the ANZR/6 side because 6 is filling in for ANZR for a few players. I don't think they could unfortunately get 50 players of their own, so I'm just gonna quickly switch up the factions on the top of your screen right there to make it all look fancy, as well as the team logos. Yes, and we will be playing on Carentan. Good old Carentan. Gonna have a nice fight between these two teams. Both these teams very familiar with each other. They actually did play in Division 5 of TPL this past season. And they're actually both going to be in Summit. First decided to get that last slot out. But yeah, welcome to the stream, everyone. I hope you guys are all having a fantastic night and or day if you are listening in from the Oceania side of the world. And if you're EU, I don't know why you're still up at this time of night, but I don't blame you. I think we're gonna have a good one. I'm hoping for Town Center, honestly. I think Town Center would be a very fun, interesting game between both these two teams. Just gonna look at the player count real quick. Looks like ANZR is waiting for a few players of themselves to join in. I'm pretty sure they're going to be playing with the Summit and or TPL rules, whatever you guys want to, float your boat on what's rules or what at this point in the life cycle. But yes, it's going to be one man unkillable arty, no destroying the nodes, and you must spawn in tire tanks if you are the Axis, which will be first in this match. So hoping for some Town Center. Town Center is always like a fun little point to fight over, especially for either team, I think. I kind of don't want Train Station. I feel like I've seen Train Station too many times. Canal would be interesting as well, just because I don't think I've really done too many Canal games as far as the cast side of things, even though that is slightly allied favored in my personal opinion. But, we will find out and see. So we're just going to go fly around and say hello to your favorite ANZR or 6 member, wherever they so are in this match. A little bit different format, I know. There's no black bar at the bottom of the screen. I think we're going to eliminate that just because it's, I feel like it's a little bit too distracting on the bottom. A little bit more things. Plus, I have some stuff cooked up for the Summit season as well. I don't know what's going on right here. Oh my gosh. Oh. Like Rothes, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Might be stuck in the trench. That's unfortunate for him. As ANZR and or 6th fill in, we're going to check out the... Oh, there's 2 more ANZR or 6 players. Join in on the other team. We're going to have the First, primarily a North American team. ANZR came up a little bit short in their TPL final against 22nd/4ID on Foy. Unfortunately, there were some technical difficulties with that match, and unfortunately, it really wasn't streamed that much, but I think ANZR put up a really good fight against the 22nd and just ended up coming short. These two teams actually played each other 2 times, both ANZR victories. I think they played each other on Foy once, and then I casted a game here on my channel of them playing on Utah Beach, where ANZR won yet again. So first trying to get some redemption, kind of get a little bit momentum going back into, the 49 formats, especially against a team that has, previously beat them twice in the past, I would say a few months or so. So looking for a little bit of revenge, but at the end of the day, this is just a friendly. It's just, good games for all these players that are involved in these kind of matches. If you lose, it's not the end of the world. If you win, all right, cool. You got some momentum going into, future tournaments that you are going to be playing in. But I think we might be getting the countdown here soon. Looks like we're just waiting for 5 more players for the ANZR side to join in. Don't know if I have any sort of map set up whatsoever. I'm just double checking on my end. This is like the problem with starting streams a little bit too early. I always try to start at the exact MSA time, but sometimes teams are really ready. Sometimes teams are Just getting those last few people in, trying to wake them up or whatever the case may be. I should probably turn up my audio just a tad bit, just so people can hear the game audio and stuff like that. Close out of the music thing. I should really get rid of that. I don't know. But yeah, cast your vote of who do you think is going to win in the poll that I have running on the chat. So, you know, support your favorite team of these two. Support your NA brethren or sister then, or, you know, your favorite Oceania team, or ANZR is not your favorite Oceania team, support Oceania. Did do a Lads Let Loose podcast earlier today for me at 4 a.m. Pretty fun game, or pretty fun time with those lads. Go give them a like and sub, and go follow them on all their channels and stuff like that. They produce some really entertaining content, to say the least. I had a fun time on their podcast this morning, even though I was really stumped on the what was the fucking thing called? Hold on, I don't even remember. I took like 3 naps today, so I'm like kind of out of it, but not out of it. What is okay? Where is it? I can't find it. What is it called? Oh, a gay time. Yeah, I was really stumped on what the hell a gay time was. I'm like, dude, that's got to be something like interesting, and it turned out to be ice cream. So. And no, I did not, unfortunately, go to my gas station and ask for a gate time. But I think we should be flipping here soon. Looks like we're waiting for 4 more people to get in. Hopefully we get those guys in soon. Don't want to wait here for another 20 minutes like I did for Legion or I think it was 1 SBS. I think that was 1 SBS. It was either 1 SBS or 1 SSF. I don't remember, but hopefully we get that resolved. And we are going to be flipping the map here. Not sure if there is a set midpoint or not. I don't think there is, because the map is flipping ASAP. And we should get going here, ladies and gentlemen, just under 45 seconds. Thank you all for tuning into the stream. We're going to have a really nice fight between these two teams. Again, both these teams will be competing in Summit against each other, which unfortunately is, you know, the final iteration of Summit. Hopefully, maybe the Orga team for Summit will change their minds and we can maybe get a 6th season, because I think that would be kind of cool. Get one more season out of that Orga team. But if not, it's been a pleasure streaming their games, even though I haven't even streamed Season 5 yet, and none of the games have been posted or anything. But we are going to flip the map here and get this friendly underway. So, as you can see, it is Carentan. We were not duped out of a non-Carentan game. And the midpoint is going to be Canal Crossing. Gonna be pretty tough for first, as ANZR/6 can push off Pumping Station midpoint, while first is going to have to push off of Rail Crossway or Crossing if they unfortunately do not cap the mid. But, you know, it is possible for either team to get this cap. I'd say it's kind of a balanced mid cap, if I do have to say so myself. I should not have spawned up here. I don't think it matters. I don't care. I can do what I want. I'm a caster. I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna hide in... Can I hide in this thing? Oh, sweet. Hell yeah. Okay, thank you, Admin Cam, for working. So yeah, so we have Pumping Station, Canal Crossing, Rail Crossing. Jesus, there's a lot of crossings, and words and stuff are hard. But, you know, you're going to have a typical gear layout on the D line for ANZR 6. Probably have one back up here in the north by this yellow road. They can probably squeeze one down here somewhere, maybe behind this this building right here, which is, you know, this structure right there. It is, I think is it possible to get one right here? Yeah, so they can also get one down right here. It should be in range. That's where I kind of expect them to be placed, and then probably one somewhere down here in the D5 sector as well. For first, obviously everyone knows about the small little spot right here where you can place a garrison. Or probably have one there. A very common spot to have one in this little, I don't know what to call it, area. I'm just gonna call it an area. That area right there where I'm pointing at with my cursor. gonna have one there, and then I'm not sure where they're gonna have their final garrison, just because it's kind of a awkward point. If I was also first, I would place one somewhere back over here, just in case this garrison gets wiped out over here. And if this one doesn't get wiped out, they'll probably build one on the opposite side of the river. That's usually just how that, you know, that goes. So, but you never know. I kind of do expect the ANZR side to actually win this opening mid cap, unless first have something up their sleeve, because they can drive a truck under the water up here. Not sure what see who is commanding for ANZR to Rev 9. Looks like they're gonna have 2 light tanks up in the north. Looks like they haven't even pulled out their medium tank yet, which is a little bit surprising. Looks like that's gonna be a little bit slow for them off this opening, so gonna be very interesting to see how they do play that. For the first side of things, I'm not entirely sure what they're gonna be rolling with, but you're gonna have a truck down there. This truck is probably gonna go underwater, so I do assume they will oh, there's the wall right there. They will get underwater. Hopefully they don't get stuck and the server is fine. This is going to be a West Coast server that we're playing at, and we are going to start off this match. Looks like first is going to be dropping a thing of supplies right in the river. I do assume so. Always smart to drop your supplies in the river. I don't think they are going to drop in the river. If they just drop in the river, the enemy really can't destroy them unless it's like a satchel or a rocket. Not sure if we do see any snipes at all. No snipe on that truck whatsoever. Checking to make sure. See everything going up. Looks like surge. Looks like we will see a submarine truck. Hopefully none of these players will die, but you never know. And they do make it across the river just in time. Looks like Meat will get out and build that very key garrison for them right on the blue line. Very surprised they're not taking this north advantage. This is the key area that both these teams want to hold, is this little pizza slice up here in the north where this little wheat field is. Not a fun spot to be in, but it's a very, very key one. And looks like ANZR will get there first, unless Brightside, Carter, and Future can get there as well. Not a lot of hard cap weight for ANZR. And then all the 6 players taking out all the first players up there in the north. But then there's really no one like on hard cap for ANZR, so this is probably going to go to a cap towards them. But first is still very, very spread out. They actually have a lot of people in the south, believe it or not. Holy. Not quite sure why there's so many firsts down there, but you know, they know something I don't know. Worthington and Sledge. Worthington unfortunately using that grease gun, but will gun down Sledge. Maybe Crawley had the assist on that. These are some big key fights right here from Ranger. And Crawley might get him beforehand. Probably will get him. Buzzkill and Goose now in the hard cap, but first is still holding strong of this hard point. And the unfortunate thing for Crawley too is if he does go down here in the next few seconds and first do cap, he's going to lose his OP, which I assume is up here in the north. Yes, it is. I think he's starting to recognize that right now, that they are probably going to lose that cap, and he's just kind of getting ready to reset, but Fuzz is on his tail and will gun him down, and that's probably going to be a lost OP there from Crawley up in the north if this does flip to a first cap. And that will flip to a first cap. First does strike first. A little bit surprising to see that actually happen. I honestly kind of expected a little bit more of a front door presence from ANZR, because they are very weak in the like E4, E3 sectors, kind of on that main road. The Rancid down is OP. Looks like the only OP up on the actual point was Riley. Luke's tank actually taking out a Greyhound there. First already coming down, trying to take out Riley, Wilco, and Randleman. So you couldn't ask for a better start if you are first, just getting up that mid cap. Now the best thing that they have to do is take out Riley and his squad. So obviously they're in the process of doing that. I'm not sure where the medium is down there. Looks like I'm pretty sure we do see some mediums right here. It's like Tiger and all of them are trying to get some rep stations up. I think this P4 is hunting for that Luke's tank, and he might see him. He actually, I think it hits him in the turret. This Stuart tank will probably go down, and yes, he does. But now, how is this ANZR tank going to respond to this? Will they try to challenge this P4? Obviously, this P4 will be adjusting to help out this southern push. Actually, P4 might be trying to challenge this medium Sherman. He knows where he's at. He hears him. Daisy with a rocket into the butt of the Luke's tank. Unfortunately for them, they will all perish. Do you see a nice little southern push here from the ANZR 6 side? I think I'm just going to call him ANZR for this time being. The medium did take one shot from the P4. P4 will hold that position while the medium Sherman does get that reps in. Going back up here in the north, 6 just overwhelming them up here in the north. Someone gets a rocket snipe onto that MG, Mr. Brightside. We'll take out that MG, but you know, still a lot of presence up here, 4 to 6, even though they are starting to get picked off a little bit here and there. A nice little line here that the 6th/ANZR are doing. I'm gonna keep saying that all game. I already know it. It's a very awkward point to fight over if you are, I'd say, either side, just because if it feels like, you know, in admin cam, 6 should probably be, or ANZR should probably be capping this point, but you know, there's so much, you know, soft cap in like the F4 sector and F3 sector outside of the cap that, you know, it kind of negates everything that ANZR are doing, if that makes sense. People are actually playing a tad bit aggressive here. No one can shoot around them, but not any immediate threats. Medium Sherman could possibly thread a needle here. I'm not sure if there's any heavy tanks there is up there in the north, which will probably end this medium's reign of terror. You know, his barrel is sticking through a wall. Ammo box here? Is that that looks to be a first ammo box. Looks like they actually spawned in another medium, so interesting strategy to bring out another medium. for the ANZR side of things. Shermans and mediums going at it. The Sherman actually got a non-pen, gets another non-pen. Oh, the P4 misses. That medium Sherman will back up and get to safety to get some reps in, but a little bit of unfortunate misses there. Sherman did have the beat on him, but unfortunately could not land the proper shots. While that's all happening, we can look back down here in the south. Red 5. Spirit gets Waffen. Keep on advancing. I guess we'll stick here with Red 5 for the time being before he probably will, you know, unfortunately get, yep, there he goes. Daisy will shut him down after his little two-piece there. And we'll actually get a two-piece of her own, so... Nice little grind here in these little side alleyways. See back up here in the north. First, not giving up this northern push without a fight, really. But 6 still own that little very key pizza slice area up in the wheat field, but it's a very tough run for them, especially with the future they're on the MG. But a bombing run is coming in. Looks like to be a ANZR bombing run. I'm not sure if that's going to take out a Garrison 4 first. We'll put a damper to them for the moment. Basically, where Crawley's at, if he goes down and all the OPs around him go down, that's going to be very, very bad for the ANZR side of things. It's very hard to regain that control once you do lose it if you are the allies. I'd say it's one of the roughest points to take back if it's not even the hard cap, so... Or not even the point, I guess, if that makes sense. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just rambling. Next to the AT gun. Daisy's on the AT gun. Actually, I'm not sure. Did they take out the medium? Is this... It's a dead medium tank there. Maybe Daisy took it out and I just completely missed it. But the medium tank is no longer there. Kind of see now that maybe ANZR is recognizing that this front door is pretty much wide open. Daisy with a nice little angle there on the AT gun, who will unfortunately get gunned down by the Luke's tank. Let's switch the other side of this camera. I'm somehow moving this camera very good right now. It's probably going to change. But, you know, ANZR did have this airhead land, so I'm not quite sure. It's an interesting airhead spot, because they did have control of it. I'm trying to get some intended spawns off of it. I don't think anybody's spawning off it quite yet. I think they'll have one more spawn wave on top of this airhead. Unless it actually just went away now. Where is this airhead? Oh, it's right there. It's not a bad airhead spot, but very interesting. I think the problem right now that the ANZR side is having is they're putting a lot of emphasis on, you know, trying to get the south, which, you know, they are holding out the south. They're basically trying to box first in, pushing in with some armor. It's exactly what they're doing right now. It's basically kind of like a slow roll to cap it. They're not trying to maybe, you know, completely, you know, bum rush the point. There's still an hour and 12 minutes left to this match. And, you know, we do expect this game pretty much to go to full distance. Go back down this alleyway where Cream and Starchy are at. Just holding each other's angles, not trying to move. Cream does have the Thompson. Have with the grenade. Sure if that's gonna get Starchy or not. Bobby Shelby will knock him down. Right side in the web, trying to locate Crawley's OP. They do knock out two of their own. Wilco, the only one to defend it, who does go down. And if this OP actually gets saved by Worthington and Randleman, then I guess a satchel went off, or Artie? So OP is saved, but we do have a fight here between the tanks. Heavy 76 is engaging, I assume, a Tiger tank. And he will back up to try to get these reps in. You can see the Tiger off in the distance over there. Sledge with the rockets. Unfortunately, just get a non-pen / ricochet. Back up here, Rancid and Crawley's OPs, really the only OPs back up in this north. A little surprised to see there's not more ANZR presence up here. I feel like if they would have maybe put another squad of 3 up here, they can kind of, you know, run the show up in the north. But, you know, with Future Wheel on that MG, just holding out that entire angle, it's going to be very, very tough to knock them out of that. Might need to call in like an Artie shell or 2 or push a tank to help support that north. But, you know, they are actually starting to cap the point a little bit into their favor now. The southern push is starting to work, and they are starting to take control of this point. I think as long as maybe first get maybe a few bodies into the hard cap, they should be okay. But, you know, with Crawley keeping his OP up there in the north as a medium tank does go down to the Tiger, you know, it's kind of been the key just for them to hold that point. They don't get anything set up, you know, in their sector on the north side of that river. It's kind of what you want to do if you do lose this as allies, just maintain that northern pressure up in the north. Terry and Constantine actually in the 3-story, or technically 4-story, just chilling, trying to pick off people when they can. Looks like the tanks are engaging each other once again. And the Tiger tank actually does get taken out by the other 76, unless he did get side pinned from a medium? Not quite sure. Did that tank actually kill him? I guess that tank where Snow was at actually did kill this Tiger tank. I'm not trying to see if there's like another tank. I don't know what's going on back here with this rep station and all that kind of jazz back there. But, you know, they just have one Tiger, 176, so I'm not surprised to see that Tiger tank go down, especially with that 76 backing up on the move. Oh, will kill with the rocket on the Carter there. There is another Tiger tank. You can kind of see him kind of peeking out right there. There's kind of a lot of names in the way, but he is peeking out right now. Buzz, I think, gets a proxy satchel down for the 76. I think he did. Let's double check to be sure. Yep, he did get a proxy satchel down onto that 76. Little does he know, he could have just went right behind the tank and maybe got a satchel on of his own. Will damage that 76 for the moment, forcing him to retreat. So maybe a little bit misplay there from Fuzz, but he will take the 76 out of the fight for the time being. Bears going out for ANZR as they start to flip the cap towards their favor for the second or third time this match. That's really tough to crack this first defense as they are finding out. Very interesting how 6 kind of have the points of control that they want and need to capture this point. They just haven't really, broken through quite yet, especially with their, you can see at the bottom of your screen or at the top of your screen that their small squad of first is pushing back, probably to wipe out some OPs, maybe a garrison or, you know, AT guns and stuff like that. So actually they're chasing a tank right now. You can kind of see where Shooter McGavin and Dunn and someone else are at. So as a Tiger tank goes down, not what you want if you are first. Bomber run is also going down too. Not sure if that's going to get their garrison or not. I'm trying to find a garrison. I do see it. Oh, the last bomb just barely misses the garrison. Oh man, just maybe 5 to 10 more meters push back and they would have got that garrison too. On the flip side, with Dunn and McGavin pushing down there, it's they're wiping out some spawns, they're wiping out some OPs, and I think they wiped out maybe a couple. I think they actually did kill it. Did they kill a 76, or is this Oh, it's just a truck that blew up. Okay. Just a truck that blew up. One thing I'm curious if like Crawley can build like a garrison up here and then they can kind of just rush in the hard point. I feel like if ANZR just gets into the sector, I think they can probably start flipping it. I think. Who knows? Poor Constantine. In his house by himself, surrounded by first. Red 5 is gonna try to investigate. Run around the building. Oh shit. And we get the knife on stream, ladies and gentlemen, from Constantine. And that's why I love capturing those kind of moments on stream. Poor Red gets sniped in the back, and that's gonna open up opportunities for the rest of his team right in front of you on screen to move up and take that house complex. A very key house for either team to hold. More so for the Axis than the Allies, just because you get more sight lines for the Axis, but nonetheless, very key for each team to hold. You can kind of see now ANZR trying to push kind of just straight up to point from the red-blue line. But first, very smart to respond to it. Don't have the numbers that ANZR is putting forward, but they're not overextending. Like, neither team has really taken any ground yet. It's been very, you know, as soon as the mid-cap is flipped, it's like whoever had that ground, and that's basically all you had. There's been a little bit of movement in the south of the river, but... or of the canal, I guess you can call it. Proper term, I should say. River's just so much easier to say. Like any second now, looks like there is another 76 coming, but it's also, he is getting hit by, I assume, another Tiger tank. And he does get taken out by the Tiger. Well played there from the first tank crew. Peeking out, catching that tank off guard. There is another 76 on its way, and they cannot afford to lose this tank, as they don't have that much fuel left at all. They have like 400, but still. Tank is definitely called out. I think ANZR tank crew might... I think the TC might see him through the periscope, but will not have a clean shot onto him. Putter back up here in the north. But look at this. From behind. Here in the north with Wilco and Lockdown. Finally, you know, pushing out. I think they're out of bounds right now. Maybe? I have no idea. But I think they're just in bounds where it's not saying, hey, get back in the game. Oh, but he does go down to the Artie. I think that's friendly Artie. Thunderbird. It's taken out by Wilco, but then Wilco dies to his own friendly Artie, so all for naught. Crawley's gonna try to do the same thing. Probably will die to Artie here. But, you know, if they can keep pushing up there, only 2 MGs up there, which I'm kind of surprised to see from the ANZR type of things. Looks like Spirit is back there with the OP, which I think he actually just went down, so a little unfortunate there. And yes, we did see these guys build some barricades. A little bit more cover for their infantry to move around. It's actually very, very smart. I think more teams should, you know, consider doing that in comp matches. You know, you just get more cover to use other than just whatever the game provides base. So good to see barricades being built in a comp match. But tank is getting hit by a Tiger tank. 76 is taking shots. I think will back out just in the nick of time, but gets hit by the other Tiger. So well played by those 2 tank crews working together in unison. I don't know if that's the right term. I'm just gonna say it is, but a little bit unfortunate to back out your tank just a few meters too much. I don't think that team really, or ANZR really had to maybe ping on that tank that Joker's on top of, but you know, the field battle is now in the favor of the first, so still plenty of time, just under an hour. But Crawley moves up his OP pretty dangerously, if I do have to say, and Duck just gonna farm his OP with that MG, and his OP will go down. The Thunderbird. It's very, very unfortunate there. I think one thing that you're basically seeing, you know, first use really well is the MGs, as you just saw there with Homicidal Duck. Using that MG, and obviously whoever this is shooting, Future Wheel, he's been locking it down up there in the north. They've just been using the MGs so much more and more effectively, because I haven't seen any ANZR MGs at all. And that's something I think you need in any sort of comp match, no matter what the, you know, the game size is, unless like there's a rule for no MGs, like in infantry only 19v19 matches. But you know, you really haven't seen any MGs, and it's like kind of like that thing in comp matches when you're, you know, the attacking team, you really don't use MGs as much as the defending team does. Just because, you know, you still have to move up with your MG, and like you get caught out, you really doesn't really pay to hip fire it either. So, you know, you are seeing first using MGs a lot more effectively, if at all, compared to ANZR. So maybe they'll change. You never know. Maybe it's just like I'm just noticing it now, but no, just no MGs on screen. Maybe there is somewhere on the map. I have no idea. But as you can see, Harder Wheel and Buzzkill finally take that north, and that's rough. That's rough if you do lose that. Probably got a little bit aggressive with his OP and just, you know, rolled the dice, just didn't roll what he wanted. Okay, we do have a ricochet of a tank. Looks like an AT gun there, right in the middle of your screen. It does go down, but does at least get one shot into it. And as all that fighting is happening at the Canal Crossing, we'll look towards, you know, the pinpoint I wish it was, which it was a town center. So you see this in, you know, a bunch of, you know, comp matches. It's more known kind of in like the higher player formats that you basically fight over whatever the other point is. Looks like ANZR does have a red zone garrison in the far, far south, but does get taken out. But, you know, you do see this kind of fighting down in the kind of complete opposite part of the map. If the midpoint is, you know, the center of the map, the entire map from east to west, north to south gets used. If it's, you know, on one of the corner or the border map or border midpoints, kind of, you know, the next like 3 to 4 grid squares get used. Mostly like 3 grid squares get used. ANZR now trying to bring up a 76 to help support, trying to reclaim this northern pizza slice wheatfield area. Sledge kind of just says screw it and goes for a suicide satchel, but Daisy will cut him down. It's a very dangerous spot for this 76 to be in. I feel like he has to back up to the border of the map because it's basically just one squad. Unfortunately, that commander does get gunned down, I think, by the coax of that Tiger tank. You know, a lot of attention is now up here in the north. Oh, and this 76 could maybe see the Tiger on top of that bridge. Looks like action is happening back here. Oh god. Admin cam. Waffen gets one. MG of Duck. Garrison is still up. Two Guns gets one with the shotgun. Duck does get taken down by a rocket of Waffen. This will be a lawn burn Garrison. Oh no, at first we'll get a spawn wave before Waffen does get on it. He is locking it out now. And first, just kind of all of a sudden losing this entire northern section with Two Guns in his OP. And this will be a destroyed Garrison for this squad, so well played to them. Now they kind of pretty much have total control of this north. That is huge, and as such, the cap is starting to flip towards their favor. The expansion does happen on Meat's OP in the hard cap, but lockdown Wilco trying to fight back. Knock out that OP. If they take out that OP, they pretty much will secure this cap, but unfortunately for them, for the time being, will get that defense. But it's not looking good for first here. Bomber run is coming down for the first as well. It actually might do more harm than good. I think it just gets one kill. It just gets one or two kills with that bombing run. Again, total control here for... Well, not even total control for any team. Just... I don't even know what's going on. I'm just trying to make it entertaining. Also, happy Easter to everyone this weekend. Cheers to that. Forgot to mention that at the beginning of the stream. But actually, the fourth point of ANZR getting flagged a little bit. Not quite sure. Ooh, looks like Simple Jack from behind. I know I shouldn't really be in the back lines, but I'm just seeing if they have like a Garrison back here at all. Or an OP. Yeah, they do have a Garrison back here, so that is very interesting if you are the first. Used to decent effect there. Not sure if that wiped out the lawn burn Gary. The blue zone Gary for first. I think with the first's pressure up here in the north by pumping station, it's making ANZR double think and make sure their defense is secure, because they are starting to flip it slowly. It's only probably like a handful of people back there. You know, they've worked so hard to gain this progress, especially back up here in the north now. Also gonna look at the resources. ANZR, not a lot of resources. They've been pretty trigger happy with the bombing runs and stuff. Looks like the Tiger tank did take out a Stuart tank. Red zone garrison in the north. Just really haven't broken through any of those, you know, southern streets of Canal Crossing. I'm really surprised. I guess this is the best place to build a garrison, but you know, it's actually not a bad garrison, just given their layout that they got. So see Fuzz here. Never mind. But a nice little AT gun here. Looks like, oh my, look at this angle that they have. Nice little cheeky little angle there that they have. Unfortunately, with the smoke in their way, they're not gonna be able to see either of the tanks. Drift has no idea that no one's on his gun. With the smoke clearing, I think you're trying to see that Tiger tank. They do hit it once, and they will go down. So good effort there by that AT gun crew. Fortunately for them, they did end up dying, and something else did end up dying over here. Was this the 76? Oh no, it was an AT gun. .76 not getting good angles for this Tiger. I'm pretty sure he sees him. He's gonna peek. One shot into the Tiger. This Tiger's probably gonna go down to this 76. Oh, this is pissing off the tank crew that they're in front of the crane like that. Trying to zoom in. I don't know whose smoke that is, but it's not. This tank crew's getting pissed. I think he's actually getting repaired by the repair stations. Repair station does go down. Rear tank now looking towards the north. Will back up, but this might be the death of him. Gets a shot into that 76. And the 76 will take out the Tiger before he gets behind the cover. Huge play. They really needed that. And now it's just kind of a matter of taking out this other Tiger here, planted right on the south side of the bridge. And he will get hit from the Tiger, or the 76 in the north. He kind of has no idea. He's going to kind of panic a little bit and then will unfortunately go down. That is a huge, huge blow for the first, but huge, huge win for the ANZR side of things. Shout out to this tank crew up here in the north, which is Stain, Daniel, and Snow. Huge 2 heavy kills right there. And this will start to flip with the point because only a handful of first. Kind of around Canal. Just under halfway to go. It's been pretty much all first this entire game since the mid-cap. But now ANZR are clawing their way back to flip it back into their favor. I feel like they just have so many bodies up down here in the south, and they just haven't really pushed in from there and, you know, got that ground back, because you can kind of see like the huge gap that they are leaving. You know, ANZR, they have the north. They completely have the north. Obviously, there's, you know, still a few squads here and there trying to regain it back. But no, they just haven't broken through. I just feel like they maybe need, you know, a guy or two, maybe to satchel, you know, some key areas, and then one could be theirs. Actually, let's look at the map real quick. Is there another heavy tank coming? Yes, it is coming out of the top HQ. They really need that heavy tank to get here ASAP. I do want to flip this cap. Fourth point now starting to flip yet again at pumping station. Probably just a few guys. If it gets to about half cap, I will flip over there, but I don't think it's anything too drastic. Waffen just built an AT gun. Oh, but gets Sledge trying to counter that, but gets taken down by Riley. Both points are starting to flip, but a good amount of first actually back here at pumping station and are killing Cobbler, Big Man, and others. And they don't really have any sort of garrison at pumping station, so this could flip very quickly. I think it was just Carter's OP that he has, and they are starting the half cap ANZR here at pumping station. Huge play from them to kind of reset ANZR here in this friendly match. Cap is still starting to flip all that hard cap weight. They are starting to hold the defense a little bit, but another spawn wave does happen on Carter's OP in the hard point. Oh my gosh, someone just got hit by a Head 76 round. I think this will be the end of this push. Fly gets one. Gets two and the OP. But will get taken out by Carter. That will be the end of that first pressure, but it didn't matter with that pressure that they applied. It's all ANZR here at the cap. Bomberman is coming in, I assume, from the first. And it's not going to amount to anything. A little bit of a misplay there from the Bomberman. Might get Worthington, unfortunately for him. And he will survive. All of first. Trying to get back into the cap sector. I think this will flip to their favor. The small little gamble with just one OP didn't really affect the ANZR first side whatsoever. ANZR side whatsoever. I'm pretty sure I've been saying ANZR first side this entire match, but I don't care. ANZR finally get that 3-2 lead that they needed. They can finally breathe a little bit. It's such a grind to get to this point, and they are starting to cap progress immediately at a rail crossing. Go check out and see what kind of damage is back here. Just woody. Just woody back here. Oh, Freaky with the rocket. Oh, what a kill there from Freaky to kill the entire spawn with it except for Fuzz. Fuzz makes some pay, but damage already done. Wiping out that entire spawn wave on that garrison, and it's all ANZR now at Canal. Just look at the map, just total dominance now throughout the red-blue line. Just a few sprinkled bodies up first. Basically just Mr. Brightside and others, but Yeah, not all for spawning back on defense. It's unfortunate when you do lose that, especially as Axis when you hold it on for basically just over half the match. But you know, game's not over as Blacklisted punishes Fuzz for killing the guy that killed the Gary. Is there a tiger right here? There is a tiger right here. This is a very dangerous spot for the tiger to be in. Not a lot of support. Looks like the 76 in the north did go down. So they don't have one back in the north. Just looking at what they all have going for them. I think Wilco's trying to rocket snipe this tiger, or he's just painting that there's a tiger tank there. Oh man, I'm yawning. Man, there's another tiger tank. Where is Spurs getting all this fuel from? To be fair, they did lose 2 tigers back to back, so. I feel like Tommy Shelby's about to eat a tiger HE round. Actually, I have no idea who he just died from. Oh, Fuzz. And it looks like First is trying to do what ANZR did and, you know, hold control of this south. And then, you know, kind of have armor window trades back into their favor, hopefully. So they can get something going back on Canal Crossing. But the hard thing is going to try to regain this north of Canal. It's going to be extremely difficult for First to do that just because they really can only cross over this tiny little boat bridge thing. I mean, unless they want to drive some sort of Jeep or something under the water. But I don't think that's going to go too well for them. And I'll be damned, like, as soon as, like, I spoke on this earlier about, you know, defense, or they're just going to have more MGs. I just saw 3 MGs for ANZR side. You have, Rothvis, I think that's how you pronounce your name. Him right in front of us right now, right in front of this tiger. You have Hartman right in center of your screen, and then just, who just spawned in now, you have another one. Wilco, it's MG. Looks like Oopsie Daisy does get a Satchel down, and Bloodhound actually guns her down with the pistol, but Satchel is on the tiger tank with all the crewmen dead. Not what you want if you are ANCR, but in the meantime, this tiger tank is taking rounds from either AT gun or another 76. I think it's an AT gun. Nope, it's a 76. Never mind, I lied. See if Ballin cannot defuse the Satchel in time, and that will be a dead tiger tank, so well played there from ANZR to take out that tiger. Double rep stations here for First. And they will get hit yet again by a 76. Hopefully Webb does not get run over by his friendly tank. He does not. Kind of go back down here in the south where lots of scattered fighting is happening between both these teams. Rogue Tiger gets taken down by, I assume, 2 guns or Waffen there. Lots of scattered fighting. You see this, it's very, very common for teams just to fight down here in the south. Lots of, honestly, it's probably some of the most fun you have are in those streets on this map. But obviously the meat of this game is going to be played up here by Canal Crossing. What's with all the riflemen? Why does everyone go riflemen? Looks like Wheel and Webb going as MG, but get taken out immediately by Wilco and company. Oh, please say Onslaught has a flamethrower. Please say he has a flamethrower. Oh, yes, he does. Oh, if you just kept going, you would have got down to Tommy Shelby there. Flamethrower is actually really good. I don't know if people play with it like recently. It's a solid weapon. It's actually, I would say, viable in this game now, believe it or not. Compared to the update prior, it was just something you use. Now it's like you can actually use it for like actual situations and be effective with it, believe it or not. Very interesting to see what Joker and Ballin do here. If they can maybe win on top of these frags. We get Ballin. Starchy. It's taken out. See if Daisy can maybe get the refrag. She does. Onslaught. Daisy's on fire. Dude, come on, Onslaught. You need to keep going in with the flamethrower. I don't know where Onslaught is. There he is. He hears people. Here's Starchy. Daisy did scream out the Starchy. There's a flamethrower. Gets the trade at least. It's just like... I feel like people just panic when there's a flamethrower. Looks like there's a tank fight down here with Mertz. Mertz and his tank crew. Against a 76. 76 does have the beat on them. They are getting repaired by the repair stations. Oh, and Mertz does get taken out. Scott trying to get more reps in, maybe surviving her around. They do surviving her around. This gunner's not in his seat, actually. Other Tiger is peeking. They miss. Other Tiger gets the correct hit. Will this Tiger save the day? And he will save this Tiger's life. Huge break for the first 10 crews. Taking out that 76. First tankers have been working really, really well together this game, I do have to say. Even though they, you know, are on the losing end right now, they did lose 2 Tigers within probably 30 seconds, 40 seconds of each other. You know, they have, you know, very well, like, very, I don't know how to pronounce it. They support each other very, very well. That's what I'm supposed to say. But, you know, just under a half hour to go. It's pretty much all first for the first 45 minutes, and then I think right at the 40-minute mark, ANZR did end up taking this point. I think it was maybe 42, 43, but, you know, first are starting to mount something up now. They do have a lot of SLs back here in the back line. Just haven't gotten that south that they need. And the front door is pretty much dominated by ANZR. So we do have a ANZR airhead coming in right on rail crossing. So a little bit of a gamble play here. I think it's just to make sure to maybe back up these tanks and this infantry just a tad bit. They might be feeling a little bit of pressure, so maybe just throwing out an airhead just to see what happens. But actually, first starting to win the south a little bit. This airhead is going to land here. It looks like they aren't going to back it up with the bombing run. Actually, a lot of ANZR here down in the south. Doc does see that airhead. Carentan is coming in. Doc just gets away from it just in time and does not know where the airhead is. This could be... Oh, no, Doc. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. He does not know where the airhead is at. River, could he be the savior? Oh, no. Doc has no idea where the airhead's at. They're about to get a spawn wave off, too. Airhead is warm, but obviously not locked out yet. How many people from ANZR are going to spawn here? Doc, gonna get down on the airhead. Maybe he's not seeing it. Oh, no. Oh, dude, why is... Okay, first of all, there should have been a spawn wave that already happened on this airhead. Do they think it's down? I think First thinks it's down. Commander Rev does spawn onto it, and he's probably going to yell at his entire team, hey, we're fine. Spawn on the airhead. Oh, no, dude. A little bit of a misplay here from Doc. Oh, Greatest dying to Rev. River taking fire too. They are going to call it. Yes, the airhead is not down. It is actually active. Only blacklisted. I think we are missing some key tank fights and stuff like that. Lockdown is... might have got a satchel on this tank. I have no idea. Why is there not more people spawning on this airhead? I can... Yep, there's the spawn wave that's gonna probably get this cap because they are surrounded. More people are coming in now for the ANZR side of things. Just unfortunate they did not see this airhead. Oh man, you always have to check this courtyard. Very well placed airhead by Rev 9. I can maybe see the First putting up a bombing run on top of this point. Another big spawn wave, and this spawn wave will probably secure the cap for them. Not a lot of First are back here retreating. Looks like these Tigers are probably going to go in full retreat now. We're probably going to have to give up this north. I think that's another bombing run actually from ANZR. First not using their bombing run. Airhead is down. So only got maybe, you know, 2 meaningful spawn waves, 3, 4 spawn waves, I think in general, maybe 5. I'm not entirely sure, but Muffin Man will die to his own teammate's bombing run. First in full retreat. Dirty really needs to place down a satchel. Maybe he's doing that right now. Yes, he is. That's going to be a very big satchel for him. He might actually get some of these OPs as well. And a little bit of luck for ANZR there. That First did not check that little back courtyard spot. Down goes all that. All the OPs and stuff are wiped out. Just Waffenel left alive here on rail crossing, but pretty much fully reset First. So very unfortunate for them. Looks like these tanks are the only thing in Buzzkill. Looks like Crank and Joker still over here too, but they are starting to get thinned out player by player. And not much else happening for the first side of things. Just checking the map real quick. Looks like they are moving up a Lux to rail crossing. This is definitely just a dive, just to piss off the first. Actually ran over a mine. Oh no, it's a Stewart. I thought it was a Luke's tank, my bad. Or Snow does die. Spirit with another kill. Down goes the Stewart tank. Don't know if he ran over a mine or if he got satcheled. I'm pretty sure either or happened, but nonetheless. Oh man, this poor Tiger. Wilco with the shotgun. Just under 20 minutes to go into this friendly matchup between these two teams that are very familiar with each other. ANZR are in full control of this match, but wasn't like that in the first half. First had the midpoint first, as weird as that sounded when I just said it. But ANZR did claw their way back. And with 20 minutes to go, they look to defend that third point and potentially might throw this into a 4-1 situation. Very smart play there from the commander. I don't know who the Axis commander is. I think it's Papa Salami. If you didn't know, if you put, supply drops, in these little courtyards, you can still use the supplies. It's just that, the enemy really can't destroy it. The only way they can destroy it is with arty, bombing runs, satchels, and rockets. So can't dismantle it by hand, which most classes, tend to do anyways. So very, very smart play there from the Axis commander. A little tip too for all the maybe newer teams and newer commanders out there: place your supplies if the opportunity arises in unreachable areas and spots. This is kind of the point of the match, if you are first, to kind of regroup, regather, hey, we were ahead, the first half of this game, they clawed their way back up, and, they took it from us. Had a little bit of scare, but we, made sure that didn't happen. We have 20 minutes. It's still a lot of time. You only need 2 minutes to cap a point. So, within the next, I would say 7-8 minutes is first, trying to just regain as much ground as possible, win as many gunfights as possible, just to give them an opportunity to win. Because, you really can't bank off an airhead bombing run, which, is kind of every team's go-to at this point, even though everyone knows that is coming. Maybe first is gonna take a half track from the bottom HQ all the way around to maybe somewhere in E5. Who knows? But there's actually, for some reason, a heavy tank in E8. Why? I feel like this is a little bit of a misplay, unless I don't know what's going on there, to be completely honest with you, but both of these tire tanks now watching the front door, and they're gonna have to push from this front door to Canal Crossing. These tanks just can't sit down here just taking shots down this road. I have to move eventually with some infantry at least. ANZR is gonna probably prioritize this as their #1 goal, obviously, other than playing defense. Arty smoke actually from the allies. Very, very smart. Archie gets one rocket into the forward Tiger. Oh, and then gets a non-pen, but does kill the infantry and then dies himself to the Tiger round. Oh. Holy shit, I didn't know Snow can actually walk around. It's all jokes. All jokes. I'll go Snow with the white helmet. Oh, Goose gets shot in the back from a shotgun. Brawley and his crew just wiping the floor with everyone right now. Trying to push to rail crossway. Or crossing. I keep saying crossway. I don't know why. I feel like I've supposed to be saying something about PHL, but not. ANZR actually getting, you know, this is one thing I'm not like understanding right now. Like, yes, first have a lot of these players down here in the G6 sector, and yes, that is the sector part of rail crossing, but they need to get, you know, the G4, G5 sectors under control, because they really don't have that, and that's where all of firsts are leaking from, just because that is where canal crossing is. It's in between both those points, and that's the area that both teams want to control, and it's fully under control of ANZR right now. So if this kind of continues, I can see ANZR actually starting to flip this point, which they are starting to somewhat do. They are contesting it. They are starting to get the cap on. Kind of go on the front door right here where these two Tiger tanks are still parked. I'm very confused of why this tank is at Hill 5. I think First might be recognizing this. Yeah, River's recognizing it. They're actually trying to get pot shots south, so I just don't think risking a 76 is worth that, in my opinion. Because if, you know, they start needing help on the front door of Canal, this tank is borderline useless. Maybe just do a recon tank or a light tank, you know, something like that. I wouldn't really suggest the 76 unless it was maybe whatever train station. But interesting strategy there from ANZR. Jeez, Tommy Shelby knocking down 3 guys, 4 guys, and Red 5, the only person to come out of that small little 2v6 engagement, 2v5 engagement alive. Holy. And yes, everyone, this is on a delay. It's 15 minutes delay. Didn't feel like doing a half hour just because it is friendly. So if you somehow want to cheat in a friendly, I don't know what to tell you. You need to seek God. All for fun, all for both teams to look back on, be like, hey, we should have done this differently, and like, hey, this went well. So all in good fun. Probably still has his OP up. It's starting to look like a weird situation for First to be in. More and more stuff is starting to blow up. Kind of just flying around trying to like see things to do and see. Plop in with another round in the back of that Tiger. Shadow gets out and we'll kill Crouch Spirit or Crotch Spirit. I have no idea. Crouch, Crotch. I don't really care. I've been up way too long today. His body's going insane. Although Maddie, ANZR is not Chinese, they are Oceania, so Australia, New Zealand, that sort of region of the world. I'm just reading the chat. You're gonna hear this in 15 minutes, so just letting you know that ANZR is not Chinese, but like here in fourth, it's just kind of. Just kind of even trades, I'd say, for the most part. Buzz knocks down Crawley. Few first going down now at rail crossing. ANZR is starting to flip the point. First kind of falling back now. I feel like first is very, very scattered. They really haven't set anything up since they lost Canal, especially that front door garrison. As soon as they lost that, it kind of threw them for a loop a little bit, especially with that airhead then too. It's kind of like the cherry on top of, you know, just maybe a little bit of a misfortune there. But nonetheless, this has been a really entertaining game for us to watch, so. Yeah, Apollo first is pretty much retreating. Less than 10 to go. Buzzkill and company and Salami even trying to get something going. The bomber run is going down kind of on the front door. Might have got the front door garrison, but you know, bombing runs on Carentan, like anywhere around town center, basically anywhere around this like middle part of the map between like I would say like D6 and like even like H5, H6, like anywhere in between there, it's just kind of awkward to use bombing runs just because I would say 75% of the bombing run is almost going to be borderline useless just because it's going to, you know, hit on top of buildings or it's going to go in areas that, you know, players can't even access, so there's no point of it even being called in sometimes in those areas. But, you know, you do get the weird, like, instances where, like, you're inside of a building and a bomb run's coming on your head and you just die to it for some weird reason, even though you feel like the game shouldn't have killed you there, but it did. You feel cheated. Looks like another bombing run is being called in. I'm not sure if this is ANZR or the first. It's actually going to be a first bombing run. Not quite sure if they did call in an airhead or not. By the looks of it, it looks like they might have with Big Marn. I'm not sure if there's an airhead or not called over there. First in full retreat, back to rail crossing. Probably will end this game with a 3-2 loss for them. Unless something obviously drastic happens in the next 4.5 minutes or so. They need some sort of cap progress if they do want to mathematically win the game. Which turns into an actual win, but you know, you guys know what I mean. First is trying something back here with Carter. Last few minutes, but he is being pursued by Johnson, Big Marn, and Caveman. He's got a long ways to go to do and set up something. A lot of fighting ahead of him. Worthington does get 1 round, or maybe 2 rounds into the back of this Tiger. Obviously, this Tiger is just trying to do what he can, trying to win the game. There's no point of having a Tiger that's, you know, alive on their 4th point with less than 10 to go if you need to win this game or want to win this game. Look, who does get a shotgun. Afronauts, not no. I think Wilco will get a satchel down onto this Tiger. I don't think Afronaut knows that he's satcheled. It's gonna be a huge blow if they do lose it. Afronaut probably getting the call out now that he is satcheled. And he will get blown up by a Randleman from a rocket, so this Tiger tank will indeed go down. Take 2 other infantrymen with them. Still 1 Tiger left for first to do something with, but it's not looking too good as he is getting surrounded. Have to go on the move now. Unless Red Eagle's gonna try to get down the satchel. Unless he's not using a satchel because... Nope, he does have a satchel. And he actually does get gunned down by, I think, an MG from Shroom King watching over his friendly tank. Oh, and the tank unfortunately gets stuck. Merch does kill Daisy. Satchel is on the tank. Merch does find it. 1 minute and 30 seconds to go before this game is pretty much over, ladies and gentlemen. First trying one last push with these tanks, but ANZR side of things pretty much locking down on this sector. We've got a medic on the field with Starchy. Huge medic plays. As soon as this Tiger kind of hits this thing, he's probably just going to go forward and send it to the point, trying to do something. Not a lot that he could do. Crank is the only OP that's really helping him. Meat kind of by him as well. I kind of watched this tank for the last few minutes here. Freaky, unfortunately, not getting the proper angle to get some damage into that Tiger. Got a P-strike coming down. I don't know if that's friendly or not. I don't know. Oh, that was a first P strike onto the garrison. Where did that hit? Did it hit right here? I think it might have hit right there. I have no idea, but why is this camera so sensitive, dude? And that will be your game, ladies and gentlemen. ANZR will take this friendly matchup, the 3-2 victory. So congrats to them, and congrats to the first two on a well-played match. You know, this is a friendly after all. This is just, you know, kind of just preparation, practice, and stuff like that. You know, this is first, you know, one of their few 49 games in the last few months. You know, ANZR, they did have some fill-ins too with some 6 guys and girls and people. So just a little bit of, you know, fun and practice for everybody involved. So even me too. I haven't really I shouldn't say I really haven't streamed any games, but really haven't been feeling too much hella loose lately. And why not play this game tonight? Why not stream it? Stream friendlies. I'm talking to certain teams out there, but see if maybe ANZR can finally knock out this this Tiger tank. 100 minutes to go, everyone just trying to pad their stats so they can shove out to each other. Randomman trying to get angle on the tank. He does get 1 rocket into him. See if he can get that 2nd rocket into him. Stewart's pushing down, but Randomman will take him out. And that'll be the end of that Tiger tank's life and game. Dirty Six's body just flying out of nowhere. Do one more. Last 10 seconds. Trying to get those few kills, and I know some people will not redeploy, so they get their 1 less death on the scoreboard. But that will be the end of the game. Again, GG's to ANZR and Fertz, and also thank you all to thank you both for reaching out so I can stream this game for you guys. So, well, a lot of fun moments. So hopefully both teams look back at the footage and see what kind of plays that they could have done, or what worked, what didn't, and, you know, what kind of funny moments, because we did catch some good moments, and then there's Backpack saying drowned fields, god damn it. But that's gonna do it for me tonight. Tomorrow I will be streaming the HLLE and Merc match on Hurricane Forest for Hell EU. It's gonna be HLE's return, so excited to see that. With that being said, I hope you guys have a good night and good morning, and I will see you guys in the next one. And also happy Easter. So take care. Bye.